y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Brooklyn's Balance. You guys said you needed that balance, and we have it today. When this episode airs, you guys are probably going to say I'm a walking contradiction because I said I do not do interviews. But I decided to make this one exception for one of my longtime friends, Mr. Ace General. You guys may know him as Kane from Money and Violence and many other things. So, Ace?
Yeah, you already know, man. She had to make this exception for me. It's your boy Ace General, a.k.a. Mr. Nobody Lee Sober, a.k.a. Kane from Money and Violence, and we're going to turn this shit up real quick. What's up?
So, Ace, you've been working on a lot of projects since like we last left.
Yes.
I've been hearing your music.
Yes.
Definitely one of my favorite songs, Street Vibes.
There you go. Yes.
Heard
Shout out to GFB Fresh, Thule.
That's who that was up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to lead me right into what I want to talk to. So, remember, maybe like 10 years ago when we first met, you was a party promoter of Cloud9.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me my first shot by giving me tickets to sell when I created my group, Sexy and T.
Okay.
Every party that you did from Mink, everything in Queens. I can't even remember the other clubs that was in Queens. You never used to deal with a lot of Brooklyn promoters. Nah. I see that you're doing that a lot now. How did you get to that?
It's growth. You know, back then it was kind of like a split. It was Brooklyn, then it was Queens. We was the first Queens promoters because there was like, you know, people before us, Guess Who, Different World, but everything was like Queens together. Then it was Brooklyn, FAIC, Shutdown Brothers, you know, DJ Young Chow. But Cloud9 was so big, we had people from Brooklyn, we had people from Far Rock, we had people from Queens. We was the first crew to start bringing people slowly together, mainly Far Rock.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mainly Far Rock, but we had people in every, so then soon as you show up, now you got tickets, you're going to bring Brooklyn, you know, right. And then your Brooklyn friends going to bring their Brooklyn friends, you feel me? So that's how I got there. And now to this point, I kind of like, Money and Violence was based in Brooklyn, so all my connects from that point, from that platform to this platform became Brooklyn, you know, so.
Right. So you're doing a lot with supporting.
Mm-hmm.
Before, back in the days, I think a lot of the reason, and when it came to like Brooklyn and Queens, a lot of Brooklyn people did not support nobody.
Yeah.
The Queens people ended up showing way more love.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really a Queens nigga. You're really a Brooklyn nigga who's just living in Queens.
Yes.
For those of y'all who do not know that.
550 Ocean Avenue, Flatbush, church and tennis court. Let's get it.
Damn, everything.
Yeah.
So when you were doing like a lot of the parties and we were doing a lot of support, and one of the things that I could say that you and Du mentored me on was always making sure that people had a good time. I gotta be honest with you. These parties ain't partying how they used to party.
So I love that topic. So I feel like, and this is not nothing written in stone or like, I feel like people mad or hating. I don't use that word, but I feel like I'm an outcast to the party world.
I feel like that now.
You know what it is? Because they're so stuck on the gimmicks, the show, the ambiance, the picture more than the actual people having fun. You feel me? And don't get me wrong, you need a little bit of both because a nice looking event, everybody's dressed nice and fun is where I'm trying to go. I ain't gonna front, my events is a little ratchet. It's not at the nice looking yet, you know what I mean? But they having fun. Every Saturday they're turning up. Nobody's really in their phones, you feel me? Like it's a party. We don't care about bottles. They still do their bottles, but it's not a bottle war. It's not about the bottle girls. And no offense to them. I love the hustle, but I don't make my parties based on that. And I feel like that makes me an outcast in the party promotional world. You feel me?
It definitely does. I feel like that sometimes too when people like, hey, where did you go? What happened? And it's like, it just wasn't there no more. You know, sometimes you do gotta grow. I do see like a lot of people who I used to, you know, promote with that they're taking that other route. Like, hey, let's get into other stuff. But I find like the support's not there. If you're not popping and you have not been in that realm for like the past 5 years, nobody won't support you.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's like everybody following me on Facebook, Instagram, I speak, I like, and it's like you can barely sit there and be like, oh, Meekz does a podcast. Half the time they like, wait, who? From where? Nah, I don't remember that until like they see me in person. So for me, that was that like, it's very, very weird. There's no support. You gotta be popping with all these followers to be there.
The promotional world, the one that I'm not in, they just support each other.
Yes,
it's legit, and it's not. And I don't care. Niggas not give a fuck anyway. But I don't want niggas to take this as a shot,
right?
Because if Ace says it's a shot, it's a shot. It's not a shot, but it's the truth. They just circling that same crowd all year round. So it's like playing double dutch. I go to some of the events when I want to, or if it's a promoter I really rock with, but they never come out that circle. At all. My events is here, they don't show up to my events. If you can ask anybody that's been to my event, major promoters don't show up. But behind the scenes, you can ask every single one of them. If it's not my event, I'm not a hater. Somebody be like, Jim's a little ratchet. Where else can I go? I send them a full table. I send them a full package. Toronto people flying in. I send it. You can ask any major promoter. And if Ace is capping, they'll try to pay me. I'm like, I don't need the money. These people just want to have a good time. Right. Because I'm still based on my people.
Right.
I don't care if you're not coming to my event. I'm going to make sure I send you somewhere where you're going to have a good time. And now I'm still that person you're going to come to when you want to have a good time. Eventually in the year, you're going to end up at one of my events. You feel me? So that's how I look at it. But the other promoters, which I don't blame them either, they got to put that money in and cycle within each other. So if this person came to your party and spent $1,000, you got to go back to his party the next month, spend $1,000. So it's the same circle, promoting and supporting each other all year. So if you fall out that circle, which is us, you're not going to get that support from them unless you do something like me, which is like, I go big. You got to
start showing up and supporting.
Not even that. You just go big where they have to support you. You do something where everybody got to come out, and they're going to come, and then it's all business at that point. You don't owe nobody no favors, and that's how it turns out. You feel me?
Now, you are 1,000% right. Also, there's a lot of people who I want to say that was within the party promoting world that unfortunately, you know, they did help a lot, and they're just not here no more. Like, rest in peace to Fatboy Slim. He used to be in Buzz nightclub. I remember, like, he was one of the people that was like,
for a lot of clubs.
Meekz and her team and Sexy and T, they gotta come in here. Who else? I don't think you really crossed that many paths with them, but it was Boss Nation, that the team that Mark was in when it was Frago, rest in peace to Frago, and rest in peace to Biggie. Like, they definitely became my Brooklyn mentors, you know, once you guys started getting into your web series and so on and so forth.
Which is, you know what's crazy? Because even what you say, not crossing paths, I've done a lot of business with them. Like, it's just I don't publicly put, there's not a up-and-coming team from that era till now or a known team that didn't do business with me. It might have never hit a flyer. I might have just been the club plug or the liquor consignment plug or promotion in the back end. But anybody you could name, trust me, we done worked, and there's always square business, yo. But RP to them. But yeah, definitely, they was like, Fat Boy was my plug for Brooklyn. Any spot, event, hole in the wall, loft, that was my guy. He knew everything. He knew the security guards. He knew the owners. Shout outs to him, man. RP, man, definitely.
So when you gonna get like your own event space? You ain't ever think of that?
Yo, that's crazy, because I was gonna do that during the pandemic. So the story is, I went there, true story, got it. We looked at it, whatever. The guy gave me a price. Let's just say, throw a number, $4,500, right? I'm like, all right, bet we're gonna do that. Talking to my managers and third, pandemic was lit for me. I was lit. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want it to not be lit. Yo, we're going to pay for it for the year and a half straight. You feel me? Do 4 bands, this, and that, third. He like, oh, he hyped me like he got to finish the basement. But I think because my manager spoke so soon and high, we came back, he like, yo, I'm sorry, it got to be $5,800. I'm like, yo, that's like $1,500 more than what we agreed on. You know what I mean? And I'm paying in front, and you saying you're not even trying to chop down. You want that whole $5,800 for all the months. But I think he did like a little research, saw who I was. And so like, then we dubbed it. And then for like, after like 3 months, he hit me like, yo, we could go back. But then at that point, I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. But somebody actually has that event space. I'm going to show you my DM. And they hit me, showed me the event space, and was like, yo, whenever you want this, it's free. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy.
Look how that works.
That's crazy. Matter of fact, give me my phone so she know I'm not getting this. And I'm like, yo.
Because there's a couple events that you got to bring back. Y'all got to bring back karaoke nights, even though that was like dude's thing that we was doing at Vibes. Like, nobody's doing that now. Yep. I'm tired of going to these little stupid parties, and I go there for the hookah. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the hookah girls be pissing me off. I'm not. I could throw shots at them because I don't know them, but they ain't getting things done. And
then I showed him. I'm like, since 2021, I saw that spot. He's like, wow, that's crazy.
That's how it was supposed to work for you.
But that's God. You feel me?
Right.
So now I can have
that.
Yeah. Bandos Dimensions.
So I remember the first shirt that I got from y'all.
Not the one with the TV on it. Please.
Yes. And we was at the strip spot where it was
the worst clothing ever.
DJ Freedom. Shout out to Francisco.
Was that Flirt?
Club yes, Flirt? There we go. I couldn't remember the name of it. Flirt. I got that shirt. I didn't really get to the bando part. How's that going?
It's good. I ain't gonna front. I fell back on it. I'm a one-man army, so it's like I do so much, and it's people hit me every day for clothing, and the clothing was moving. It wasn't like nothing wrong, but it's like you need a team for that. Right. No matter how much I tried, and I got a support system, but it's like I don't blame them because they got their own thing going on, and
Right.
the dedication I put in, I can't half step. So it's like once they start dropping the ball, orders not going out on time, people
Right.
not. I feel like I can't attach my name to it. You feel me? So if I can't do everything, I just
Right.
don't do it right now. You feel me? So
your entrepreneurship. What advice can you give to people that starting businesses and being an entrepreneur?
the first thing is I made a big mistake on is your friends ain't gonna be your first supporters.
Oh, listen.
Your support is gonna come from strangers, and don't take it personal though. Don't blame your friends. They're gonna come around.
Nah, I took it personal.
They're gonna
Sometimes I gotta get out of that.
Don't take it personal. I'm gonna tell you why. They always gonna look at you as the homie, so they don't ever look at their close things as something serious. They don't even look at themselves that serious. People don't see the potentials in themselves, so their
Right.
homie is the same thing. That's just my homie that sell clothes. You feel me? If you focus on the outsiders and they make you lit, your friends is gonna double back like, oh, now
Right.
my homie is really lit. You feel me? Then you'll be able to tell the difference. There's gonna be people that really want to put in work with you.
Right.
You feel me? And there's gonna be people don't put the pride to the side, just work. And when they do offer that help, still take that help. Don't be like, nah, you should have been. Because at that point, when you get hot, it's gonna be people jumping in that you don't know from a hole in the wall. That's when the snakes come. You lose money to. I'd rather my mans try to get some extra money off me
Right.
than some random stranger that I signed a contract with that didn't do good business. You feel me? So
Right.
definitely, like, as an entrepreneur, keep your tunnel vision and just go. Your support is gonna come. Just go.
Are you big on supporting black businesses?
Yes.
Why?
I just love to see us win. You feel me? And I trust me, I see people right. Yeah, I don't like supporting black businesses because they don't do business right. I go to a lot of white places that don't have business. You feel me? So it's just in their mind because they're trying something new, they're gonna downplay them because they didn't get it right. And there's a difference between not getting it right and just you shouldn't have a business.
Right.
You feel me? Like if you running late on the order that I ordered
Right.
and you like, oh shoot, the shipment didn't come. I know you just started, I get it. But if you're not answering texts,
Right.
you done took the money, you out popping bottles, you one of those type of business people, I won't double back.
Right, no
You get what I'm saying?
communication.
Things happen. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely have some grace with blacks and I just want to see us win. We just, in my opinion, I feel like we're so behind.
Yeah.
That if I could spend $1, I'd rather spend it with one of us. Not saying though, if you black and this person, I want this food and they're white, I'm going to get the food that I want. You feel me?
Right.
Like, I'm not picking it because you're black. You know what I mean? I might double back and spend a drink on you or something, but if I want
Right.
that food, I'm getting that food. You feel me? Like, so I'm not one of those, like, all black or nothing. You feel me?
Gotcha.
I support everybody, but I definitely tend to look for black businesses to add to my events, to help promote, so.
Got you.
That
So
realm.
pop-up shops, which seems to have been the new thing for like the past 3 years, because when we was doing it, it wasn't there. What do you think about that? Because I do have my own business. I bake cakes. I'm a cake baker. I've tapped into edibles now because I find that more people take towards that, and then like drinks and stuff. And I've been to a couple of pop-up shops, and next week I'm doing a session with a couple of people that I booked as vendors to talk about pop-up shops. And I feel like a lot of people think that that's a way to support and help grow businesses, but I'm finding that the people who are throwing the pop-up shops are really just manipulating a lot of the vendors.
Yeah. I mean, once again, there's people that do business and there's people that's all for themselves in every field, any way you go. So now you got to have that tunnel vision again as a vendor. Yes, I'm not counting the next man's pocket. The person that's throwing the pop-up shop is charging all the vendors. They're probably adding an extra couple dollars. Now the venue's paid for. They got a couple extra dollars to get their product. They're selling, so everything is profitable for them. You got to work a little harder because you spent X amount of dollars for your table. So you do need people to show up to make your money back and your products, right? But granted, they took that step to throw it. So they deserve that. So I'm not even studying that.
Right.
As a pop-up shop, I want all your crowd. If you bought somebody personal for you, once I see them leave your table, I'm on it. I'm hitting them up because even if they don't buy it here, I need them to at least know about my product.
Right.
And that's what pop-up shops are beneficial about. Like, it's supposed to help you grow your crowd, your following, if you're that personable. Somebody might not have the extra to buy it right then and there, but if you at least leave a good impression on them, you might get that following on Instagram.
Like
you might get support later on.
Right, like a big networking thing. So also another thing with us, social media back in the days, we was heavy on Twitter. Instagram was kind of small, but we was up there or whatever on Instagram. Podcasting now. Could you have seen us doing that from before?
Yeah, definitely.
Why we ain't think of that thought from before?
Yo, everything I fuck. Y'all think about all of this. Like Cloud9, we used to bring, you really think about what we used to do. We used to bring 5,000 people to Amazora in a 1 week promo. That's what these,
I miss those fucking parties.
After that, that's what these viral people are. Like, if you think of influencers and stuff, we was every street promotional team. I'm just saying Cloud9 because I was a part of it, but everybody that could bring 5,000 people out off the internet, you was a viral, sensational person of that year and time. We could have
monetized off of ourselves from before.
We could have did tours. There was a lot of stuff we could have did if we all just got together, but we didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda have. Times changed, but there was a lot of people that. You knew them in Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island, Bronx. They could have been the next artist, A Boogie, next. You feel me? If that was the route they wanted to go. You feel me? Because we built that. Building an organic fan base is the best thing. You feel me? And Cloud9 had theirs. Guess who had theirs? Different world. Everybody had their organic following when it came to events. So I think definitely we could have did podcasts that would have hit views. Because the day the podcast would have dropped, every promoter would have posted it. It would have been all over Twitter.
So is that not something like talking about like upcoming projects of what you have going on? You think that now you would probably sit back and do like a what do you call it? Like a review of like an episode now from whatever it was that you was doing. You sit down and you talk about the who, what, where, when's, and this is what could have happened in this Money and Violence episode, or this was the thought behind that. Like, would you tap into that? Because everybody got to broaden their business. And to look at it now from a web series, how long ago was this web series done?
6 years, right? So I would, but like once again, like I said, people really don't know. I do a lot. Like, I mean, on a daily basis, from morning to night, traveling, filming, throwing parties, planning other parties, hosting other people's parties, getting other people's parties together. Then on top of that, we have the scripts, the getting the cast. When I'm in the show, I'm one of the people that run the show. So not only do I have to remember my lines, if like you said you want a cameo, I got to make sure you're on time. He's on time. He knows his lines. Put that on
camera though. I'm getting a cameo in like a couple of them. Okay.
You feel me? And then while I'm doing that, I got to make sure the host that I booked for Gems is showing up. Their money's ready. Their table's ready. Hookah girl is on time.
You need an assistant. And you need somebody else that you could trust that's going to be driven like that. And knowing that y'all all play moving parts, like, I want to see you go further. I've always supported from the fucking beginning, from when I was working at Best Buy, buying tickets. You were telling me how to sell tickets. From me coming to every event in Queens, and everybody in Brooklyn was looking like, what is this? And why do you rock with them so hard till you even putting me on to other teams? Shout out to Bank Boys. I still be, those my guys. I still be speaking to them. It's like I can't walk in nowhere now and somebody's like, oh, Meekz, and I'm like, damn, I ain't changed yet, but you can do so much more.
Facts.
And this is the time where you need to be doing it. So you're supposed to be that one-man band, but you got to get you another team. You got to go find you that other podcast person, somebody that's going to help to be able to go, yo, Ace, we got to do this, get this done. Listen,
so I feel like I feel like I could like manage the behind the scenes of podcasts if there's another host. But physically, I can't sit and interview people. But management. That's my new thing this year. I want to be the biggest management company. So that's the route I'm going. So even like the shows and stuff I'm filming, I signed a separate contract to manage the show. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing. Even as far as music, my music was never to become the best rapper. It's just that after Money and Violence, everywhere we went till this day, it's like, yo, okay, this and that third. So there was people around me. I'm like, yo. Music, you just honestly, I'm like, you just gotta promote it. You can hit 1 million views. Y'all gotta go hard. Y'all not going hard. They said I couldn't. I'm like, all right, I made a song, 1 million views, but I promoted the shit out of it. People hated it. Yo, Ace, stick to acting, bro. No, that's not it. It sucks. Till I kept promoting till the point people remembered it. I was performing. I went on tour with Fetty Wap, and my people looking at me like, I'm like, all you gotta do is promote it. Y'all sit back. A lot of artists. I'm gonna just say entrepreneurs, their downfall is thinking they made it when they haven't.
Gotcha.
McDonald's still promotes their brand till this day. $1 million on Super Bowl commercials. You know why? Because you have to stay hot, stay consistent, stay relevant. The McDonald's is not number one no more. I think Chick-fil-A is number one now.
Yeah, talking about
I remember growing up,
best eating them.
McDonald's was every kid's go-to. You feel me? So now they even fell off, and that might have been not being consistent. You feel me? Like, so as an artist, entrepreneur, podcaster, consistency is key. So I knew that with the music. So that's why I pushed it like that. So somebody could step up, but nobody ever
did it, right?
Up with the same.
How did you feel going from being known from Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, all in New York to now, you got commentators, people who's like, oh, that's a guy from the web series saying things like that to you. How did you adjust to that, or you still haven't adjusted to that?
It's a give and take. I'm gonna be honest, like from a young age, you know, doing the parties, it was the same thing. People don't understand. We throw parties.
We was celebrities. You
yo,
get
son,
to a line in it, yo. Let's go.
You bring 5,000 people out. I'm telling you, like, that's crazy. And then people gotta understand, we was the party throwers. We're not gonna remember everybody's face just because you supported us. So people be seeing me, I'll be like, oh, and I'm thinking it's Money and Violence. They'll be like, nah, I went to Mink back in the day. Remember your lingerie party? And I'll be like, and it's nothing like no disrespect.
Lingerie party 1, 2, or 3, which.
But you know, it's so long ago. So like, it really never. Of course, Money and Violence was a whole nother scale. Like I'm talking about, like people stopping for pictures. The DMs is crazy. Like. That was a whole nother run, but it was kind of like a transition because I was used to it in my city. Right. So just getting it from other cities, it was just like, yo, it's like I threw parties in that city.
Who came up with the idea for Money and Violence? Because I've known all of you guys separately. Even I don't know their names, man, because I know you and I do know the other two guys because I remember when we was in Flirt together. I've seen them from the beginning. When did that idea come together?
So... You remember our bum-ass shirts that you supported? Bum-ass shirts with the TVs. I'm going to keep saying that. That was the worst idea
I should have pulled up the picture to put it on the screen.
It wasn't even flat screen TVs. It was the big back TVs we sold with on shirts for $40, bro. Like, I'm embarrassed to even talk about that. But, so that didn't work. You know, of course. You feel me? That ran out. We tried the interview podcasting. I interviewed Uncle Murda, Mano, Angie Martinez, LL Cool J. That was our first 4. Right. Then people started not showing up to interviews. It was like, nah, we're not. After like 2 people called out, I was like, yeah, we don't got the time. That was it. You feel me?
Well, that's why I don't do interviews.
Right after
that,
my
podcast talks about topics.
I forgot what it was we tried to do. Right after that, it was something in between Money and Violence, and that shit didn't work. So then Money and Violence was supposed to be a movie. Some crazy drama thing happened in the bush, right? We was chilling, we was eating, crazy drama. And then you get back home, you know, like, yo, did that just happen? And then, I swear, yo, our life is like a movie. And then he was like, yo, let's put that shit out like a movie. And I'm like, yo, shut up. That's Mo. Mo said that. He's like, nah, I'm dead ass. Let's do it like a movie. Fuck it, we don't do shit. We just sit here, you know what I mean? Whatever situations like that happen, we could throw that shit in there, shit in our past. The next day, he really came with a camera and a mic. We still laughing like, bro, we think you are Spike Lee. You know what I mean? Like,
don't do that to my son, though.
So then he wrote the first whatever. I had dipped. I went to North Carolina for a little while. They called me. They're like, yo, we got the script. Everybody got their parts. I'm like, yo, how y'all just choose my part? Yeah, that's how I ended up with Kane, too.
Nigga said it's you.
Yeah, Kane. I ended up with Kane. I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie. It definitely did fit you. Me knowing you, I was sitting there like, they gave that nigga the right part because that's him.
100%. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They reading like, yo, you don't want to do it. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm a team player. We cool. Let's do it. So we shot. It was supposed to be a movie. Remember, we shot for like 3 months. Only had 15 minutes worth of footage. Everybody kept calling out. We couldn't get cameos. Remember, I just said that before. People would be like, yeah, well, I'm going to be there, bro, 6 all night. We don't get them for that scene. So then Mo switched it. He's like, all right, I'm going to use this 15 minutes. We're going to drop a first episode, see how they are. But I'm going to make us 4 the main characters. Right. So that way, if anybody flops, we still can have control. We could kill them off. But we're going to control because we can't give people that power. And that's one thing I learned from Mo that changed my life from that moment on. So then, fast forward, we dropped that 15-minute clip. It wasn't crazy, but back then, 1,000 views was like doing 1 million views on Instagram. So it was like 15 seconds only you could post. And one of the clips of him shooting at the door, Miz, hit like 1,000 views or 1.6. It was like, oh shit, these people want to see this. Right. So then he rewrote it. Mo wrote every episode, and then we filmed, and it's history. Like, we dropped on Tuesday. On Wednesday, he would start writing. We wouldn't get the script till Saturday, and we would have to film Saturday, Sunday, Monday for him to edit on Monday and drop it on that Tuesday. For 27 weeks, guerrilla style filming. People don't know that. Like, we was in the blizzard, cold, snow.
I drove by. Remember one time I drove right in the middle of the scene, out the car. Like, what is y'all doing here?
18 hours on set. So somebody can't get one line for like 9 hours.
Listen.
And Mo would not stop unless it was right. But he knew what he was doing because they loved it. They love Money and Violence. You feel me? So it worked out, though.
And now moving forward, what's going on with Money and Violence or whatever other projects that you do have coming up?
We definitely have Money and Violence Season 3 in the works. We working on that. It was something bigger than what we can control. Mo was supposed to be here. I'm going to let him get into that so, he could say it the right way. But it wasn't on us. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And a lot of people, like, I'll use the Insecure show as a example. She was on the internet for like 7 years first.
Right.
Before HBO picked her up. She was big on the internet. I just never heard of it. But
I did. I read the book.
She was big. And then she reshot it the same way on HBO. So when we do get that moment, I know people have been waiting long, but it's not going to feel... It's going to feel brand new. It's going to be a bigger market.
Right.
And the word of mouth of the people that already know about it is just going to put it to another level. And that time is really, really coming. Like, I'm talking about real close. And we also got Black, the show. Season 1 is up on YouTube, and The Spot is up on YouTube.
I'm going to check out both of those. I honestly did not know about both of those.
Yeah, we have them. They up and out. They doing good, too. It's just not the same cast. People waiting. Right. It's like your first album, You're not duplicating that. And we left them hanging, so it's not like we finished it.
Yeah, my son is still in a coma, even in real life, because I still haven't heard from you, though. But
my God, good. Shout out to my guy, Dude, man.
He gonna be tight. He's like, nah, she violated, so I'm still in a coma. But do you feel, honestly, with everything that you're doing now, God forbid, something happens, that everybody gonna be like how we was in Brooklyn, like when it came down to Biggie and Fatboy Slim, that everything that you're doing, you're like, yo, Ace was that nigga. Or does that not matter to you? Like, whatever.
I think I get my flowers. It's crazy. I want to really say this. I get my flowers on a daily. It's a lot of times. I'm going to show you a text. I legit doubt myself. And it be the people around me, people on Instagram, people, the promoters that hit me like, yo, bro, how do you do it? Yo, you are the most hustler I know. Yo, your grind motivates me. Shout out to Deva, like, with his song, like, he hit me the other day, like, yo, bro, I watch you grind with your music on the app. Like, I hear that so much that I don't even have the confidence that people have in me.
Right.
So, I feel like, yeah, my flowers probably will be given to me. God forbid something do happen. You know what I mean? Definitely. And real quick, all entrepreneurs, I got life insurance. Get that. That's very important.
Right.
I see that. It's not even expensive. It's crazy what y'all missing out on. If y'all watching this right now, pause it and go get life insurance. It really doesn't take that long, and it's really important.
Definitely. So music, since I last I heard was Street Vibes, and then the song that you tagged me in with your flyer, what other music do you have out? Are you still going with the music?
I do music for fun, so it's just like, yo, I want to throw the parties, people party, give out the clothes that they wear to the party, and make the music that they listen at the party. You feel me? It's just like a little monopoly here. So that's why I started my weekly, because it's like I used to not beg, but it's like you got to chase DJs down to play your song. Then they'll play it when you're there, and then when you're not there, they're not playing it. So I'm like, you know what? Right. If I throw my own party and I'm booking you and I'm paying it, you have to pay it. You feel me? So
Shout out to DJ O, because I heard the song Street Vibes on SoundCloud. Yep. And we know I love DJ O, DJ Starks, DJ Sir Manny, DJ Freedom, DJ Just.
Yes.
I can't even remember what other Queens DJs, but there was a couple of them that you guys had.
Kid Famous.
I don't remember him. What party he was at, I was at.
DJ Just. All of them. Amazora. Kid Famous used to be one of them dudes back then.
So you got an event tomorrow, even though they won't see this in time for it. But just let them know what you're out there doing as far as, helping with supporting people, because you are putting together, I see you supporting a lot of rappers.
Yes.
And people who doing music.
Another thing with the music, I feel like I be having an ear for a lot of songs that's just like, yo, that's going to be the next song. Like, receipts for days. You know what I mean? Receipts for days that I'm like, yo, this person been doing this, but if they take this song serious, that's going to be, even if it don't blow up, it's going to put them on another level. You feel me? And I'm usually always right. So I've been doing shows for like 4 years now. Because once again, I had Money and Violence, the platform, and a lot of people around me rap. So I'm like, you know what? We book other rappers, you open up for them and get their fan base. So that's legit. Every business I really start is really me trying to put other people on.
Right.
You feel me?
You was doing that at Summer Jam. I meant to hit you up, but life happened with my cakes and edibles. I was like, I can't even get to him.
Yeah, Summer Jam was crazy lit. This is our second year doing it. This time it was bigger than the last time. You guys are watching this right now. Tomorrow will be July 10th, and we got Kaya Baby and Chrissy Bands headlining it. By the time you see this, you could go on my Instagram. There's probably going to be a recap. It's looking crazy. There's a lot of up-and-coming artists. That's Deva's on it too, Mr. Hello. And after that, we're doing Times Square. We're trying to do the middle of Times Square by the Red Steps. We're trying to build the stage, and we're just trying to give everybody an opportunity to shine. That's it, man, because we can throw our own events, bring our own crowds, and perform for our people. Stop waiting for everybody else to give you an opportunity.
That's right. You got any other lasting words?
Nah, man. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. Ace General. If you need a host, Mr. Nobody Leaves Sober. I do got mad words. Miami, July 22nd, 24th. I don't know if this is out or if you're going to miss it. We got Nobody Leaves Sober Miami. We're going to be out there. It's also the same weekend as Rolling Loud. So if you're going to Rolling Loud and don't got an after party, holla at me, Mr. Ace General, July 29th. I'm taking Nobody Leaves Sober to Atlanta.
Yes.
We're in Atlanta Club Paradise. So if you're watching this from the A, and it's not July 29th, or if today's July 29th, get your ticket right fucking now.
Right now.
Mr. Ace General. July 30th, Mo from Money and Violence is hosting Gems in Brooklyn. July 16th, I got Lola Brooke hosting Gems in Brooklyn.
Shout out to Lola.
July 15th, I got Mr. Chicken and Guess Who Cruise hosting my Fuck Nigga Free Fridays. That's downtown Brooklyn at Cafe Plus.
Okay.
So we got a lot of events coming up, man. Oh, and our 1 year anniversary at Gems in August. Funkmaster Flex. Y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to shut Brooklyn down one time. You heard?
Right. So thank you so much, bro,
Thank
for coming
you,
up
man.
here
I
to
appreciate
talk
you.
with me. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Brooklyn's Balance. And we out.